How we doing, guys? Welcome to another Colin's Performance Corner, and we've got the highly anticipated B10 A5 behind me. So we're going to take it out for a wee drive. We're going to talk about the car, we're going to talk about the new S5 as well, because this is the host of whole new technology in this car. This is based on the new premium platform combustion that Audi are going to be doing. So a lot of the newer models and everything are going to be based on this platform. So you're going to recognise a lot of this in the near future and a lot of the other Audis. So we're going to take it out for a drive. I'm going to give you my opinion on the car, what I like, what I don't like. You're obviously free to make your own opinions, what you guys like, leave it down in the comments. Please obviously leave a subscribe if you like the channel and if you like these reviews, and I'll hopefully get round to doing some more. So enjoy the video and I'll speak to you soon. Right then, guys, welcome to another Colin's Performance Corner, and today, like we said in the intro, we have the all new B10 Audi A5. Now this is quite a big car for Audi because this one replaces two models in the range, so they've kind of incorporated A4 and A5 together in the same car to kind of give you this, you know, in this particular one, this really nice saloon slash sportback. It really is a sportback, but they've called it a saloon, I think, to appease the German market, because I don't think apparently the German market like the term sportback for some reason, as we were informed when we were in Germany. But yeah, so it's really a sportback, and of course you've got the Avant version as well. So the reason this all came about, for those who haven't watched any of my previous videos and me going on about it, so all the even numbered stuff now in Audi world is going to be electric, and all the odd numbered stuff is going to be combustion and hybrid. So effectively the A4 is going to eventually become the electric version of something. They've taken the name away for the moment. There's no planned release of the A4 over the next couple of years. We do have the A6 e-tron coming out, you know, probably in the next 2 or 3 months. You should start seeing it in the showrooms. But this one is the first on the new premium platform combustion. Now there's two platforms now. There's premium platform combustion, which is this, and you've got premium platform electric, which is what the Q6 is based on, and it's what the A6 e-tron is going to be based on as well. So the inside of it is based on the new concept from Audi. So as you can see here, we've got this lovely massive spawning display, which, yeah, looks fantastic. I mean, a lot of the premium manufacturers have done that. Mercedes went with a kind of slightly smaller but wider screen for a while, and like the C-Class and E-Class and stuff like that. BMW have moved to a kind of singular screen, so Audi have went the same. It's designed to be like a floating kind of effect on it as well, so the kind of ambient lighting under the screen makes it appear at night as it's floating, which looks pretty cool, to be fair. I like it, it's pretty nice. Audi's calling it the new digital stage, and it's accompanied, of course, in this car with the passenger display, which is quite a good thing nowadays, in my opinion. You know, it means a passenger who can watch videos, you know, download apps, stuff like that, and have their own sort of kind of little space on a journey, which is quite cool. It does have the kind of the display so that it's pixelated, so the driver can't see what the passenger's watching, of course, which is understandable, so they're not distracted by it. But yeah, I mean, let's start off in the interior, because like I say, this is the sort of kind of biggest change on this generation of A5. Now, the older A5 was getting a bit long in the tooth. It was based on a sort of kind of design from pretty much, you know, as far back, I would say, as 2014 is when obviously that initial kind of dashboard layout came out. Now obviously they facelifted it back in sort of 2018 and gave it the sort of kind of the touch screen, but it was fundamentally the same design that was back in sort of when the car came out in like late 13, early 14. So you know, this is a whole new architecture, and I think it does look very modern. Very, very nice place to be. Steering wheel, it's got the flattened topped bottom steering wheel. This is obviously the launch edition model, which is kind of loosely based on the S line with a few kind of extra packs and stuff on it. I like, a lot of people don't like it for some reason, but I like the flat and the top bottom. I think it's just a nice size, and it kind of doesn't cut off your heads-up display, which this one has. You know, you can see everything clearly with that flat top. It sits lovely along the top line of the display. So yeah, no, I quite like it. Again, there's been a big debate about this badge. Again, it's modern. I like it. You know, it's not offensive. You know, you've got to look at, you know, what Audi's trying to do. They're trying to bring their you know, their generation, the car to more generation of people, rather than sort of kind of being historically, you know, more towards the older generation. You know, you're sort of kind of, you know, 50-year-old plus. Audi are trying to incorporate their design into attract a lot better range of customers. So yeah, no, I like the steering wheel. Centre console, yep, really nice, really nicely finished. They have this lovely bit of what feels like, because it's very cold, it feels like it's sort of kind of like a kind of aluminium effect. It's kind of like 3D. It's got this kind of pattern in it. It's quite nice actually. It feels very, very premium. And they've got, of course, the gloss black centre console, which looks great now, but I'm sure after a couple of years will absolutely be scratched to death. The vents are really nice. They've got this sort of kind of lovely vent design which just sits under the central part of the dash here. Very, very sleek. You know, almost, you know, you kind of miss it when you're looking around for where the vents are. So really, really nice design there. And obviously they've focused a lot of the premium materials up here. Now in this version, it's got a lovely piece of leather. Now I do prefer the finish that you get in the S5. Now we have an S5 in the showroom, which has, you know, all this sort of kind of bit along here has Alcantara, along with Alcantara in the door cards here, which make it feel that wee bit more premium. In my opinion, I'm not a fan of the leather. I think that the leather feel just makes it feel that wee bit just more plain, you know, but I think the Alcantara finishes it off nicely. But again, it's not bad. It's really nice bit of leather that's along here, along with the leather top dash, the door cards. They've taken the door handles off the new A3, so these kind of reverse door handles, you know, they're designed to make it easier to get in and out of, so you can just grab it and push it out with your elbow, which is quite a cool design actually. One of the big main things that Audi go for in this new generation, which is part of the Sound and Vision pack, is you've got the interaction light which runs along the front windscreen here. Now you can have it at night time just displaying an ambient colour along with the rest of your ambient lighting, which actually the ambient lighting in this car looks fantastic. You know, a lot of more places where the lighting is along, especially along the door here, which lights up the Bang & Olufsen sound system logo, which is quite cool. But the interaction light's designed there to sort of kind of, you know, if you put the heated seat on, for instance, it glows red to let you know that the heated seat's on, which is quite cool. When you put your indicator on, you've got that kind of flickering dynamic turn signal in green up on the interaction light. Again, it's used for like active braking and stuff like that. If your Audi Presense, you know, flash red, you know, it's there, like its name says in the tin, it's an interaction light. It's there to interact with the certain things that you do. One of the things I thought was quite cool, when you put the temperature up and down, the light goes from blue to red right along here, which is quite cool as well. So yeah, there's lots of kind of things. I think it's definitely something that's a nice little design touch. Obviously this one has the Sound and Vision pack, so it does have the Bang & Olufsen upgraded sound system with 3D sound. It's pretty good. I mean, it's Audi have sort of kind of tuned the sound systems now to be more about clarity and, you know, having, you know, the sound effect feel like it's kind of bouncing all over the car. They've not went for the bassy kind of sound systems where you get a lot of premium, and a lot of people base how good the sound system is based on how much bass it produces. You know, it still does have, you know, 800 watts, but it doesn't feel like that because you don't get a massive amount of bass. It's still present, which I quite like actually, you know, because there's nothing worse than a drony, bassy sound when you're driving along, when you're listening to your music. So they went for clarity, which I think is a really nice touch in it. Kind of back to the digital stage in front of me. So again, same as Q6, you've got all your infotainment system, which just run along the left hand side here. So again, it's a wee bit fiddly in my opinion still. Again, still need to get used to it, but you know, there's too many menus when you're driving, but they've designed it and have integrated it for you to use more of the voice control or the Audi Assistant as it's now called. Now when you're signed into a My Audi account, you can actually use Chat GPT, so you can actually have a bit of AI interaction with the car, and actually it'll search for things that you ask it as well through the internet. So it's quite a cool function. You know, that's the way it's been designed. They want to try and take it away from you playing about buttons while you're driving. I get it, but you know, it still is a wee bit fuddly, mainly for the climate control unit, you know, going in and adjusting all your vents. But again, you can get the Audi Assistant to do that. You can ask Audi to, you know, increase the temperature, put the fan speed down, put your heated rear window on. You can do all that. You know, they've put a lot of functionality through the voice control now, which is actually pretty good. It does understand you, it learns your accent, it learns the way you pronounce things. So again, that's all the AI part of it coming out there as well. So yeah, no, it's a really big thumbs up for me. In front of the driver's display, again, what you have now is you have this sort of kind of animation which is continuously running. So effectively you see the car, this car, and it's scanning. You can see it going down the road. It can see the car in front of me, which appears on the screen. So it's this kind of like an interactive sort of kind of display of what's going on. You know, you see, you know, it's used for like when the car's in adaptive cruise mode. Obviously it can stop and start for you. You know, it can turn the steering wheel when you're going around the country lanes as part of the you know, incorporated into the lane departure warning. So Audi have incorporated a lot more driver assistance features into this car compared to the old model. So like I say, it's got lane assist, lane keeping aid, you know, drive assist with, you know, with cornering ability. So you have a lot more drive assist features, which are all standard now in the new A5. It's not some pack that you need to put on it. So it's a great thing to know that your adaptive cruise control standard now, which is quite a good thing to have, especially when Audi didn't really have it standard in any model. So you know, they've put a lot more focus on standard equipment now, which is good to know. Your trim levels are kind of what you expect. So obviously you'll have your sport trim, which will be your entry level model. You'll have your S-Line model, and then you'll have your Edition one, which is basically what the black edition will eventually be. But the Edition one will give you like all the black trim and a few more bits and bobs, like the Bang & Olufsen sound system, headrest, speakers, stuff like that. One of the big new things that we will touch on is this lovely big panoramic roof just above me here. Now this is the first car to be introduced with Audi's new frosted glass technology. So this has the technology, so it doesn't have a blind, a traditional blind, which saves a bit of headroom in the car, because obviously you don't need to have this big lunky blind go backwards and forwards. It's got frosted glass, so you can actually control it. You can have this lovely, nice crisscross pattern above me here, where, you know, sort of kind of frosted clear, which is quite cool. Or you can actually choose where you want the frosting effect to stop. So you can have basically just the open in the back, or you can have basically the frosting appear from the rear and have it basically just appearing to the front. So very, very customizable, very, very clever idea. You know, it's all heavily tinted as well, so you know, you're not going to get any sunburn on the head or anything like that. It's all UV coated and everything like that. But it's quite a good thing. And at night time, when you've got the frosted glass on, you know, it's pitch black. You don't see anything out the top of the window. So yeah, that's quite a lovely new feature that's on this car. And again, I think that technology is going to be coming on you know, a lot of other models in the future. The new A6 e-tron, when we were crossing Germany, certainly got that new technology as well. So yeah, no, really, really impressed with the inside. It does have the kind of, you know, this driver's display down here for controlling a lot of the features, like the usual stuff, your windows, your mirrors. They've incorporated the headlights into this display as well. I still think it's a wee bit chunky, and I think, you know, it's where they put the handle for grabbing and opening the door is too wide. You know, if you've got quite wee hands, I think it'll feel quite weird trying to open and close the door, you know, where the grab hole is. But again, you know, minute details here, you know, that we're talking about. So yeah, no, impressed. Thumbs up. So just to move on to the drivetrains on the car now. So initially from launch, the car's going to come with 3 effective engines, okay? So your first engine, there'll be a 2 litre TFSI petrol engine. Now the weird thing about that is it's not mild hybrid. So yes, I said that right, it is not a mild hybrid engine. Now, very, very weird, don't know why. Audi couldn't really give us an explanation why when we were in Germany. But yeah, so it's got the same, 204 PS. It will be front wheel drive, but doesn't have any mild hybrid assistance. I've not driven that engine yet, I've only had a shot of what's the engine in this one. So this is the diesel one. This is mild hybrid, so this has got the 204 PS 2 litre diesel with what's called mild hybrid plus technology. Now what basically the mild hybrid plus is, so basically they've adapted the mild hybrid system to be a bit stronger. It has 18 horsepower. Now the mild hybrid system will be used for instance, more low speed manoeuvres. So basically when you're doing parking and doing under a sort, I think it's like 10 mile an hour, it'll not use the engine, it'll just do everything on the mild hybrid motor, which is quite cool because you would expect that more of a self-charging hybrid. But they've increased how big that motor is, and it's used for doing all the parking functions like the self-parking and even small manoeuvres like reversing into spaces yourself. So it's pretty good. And then of course it'll be used for the normal stuff that mild hybrid systems are used for. It's better for keeping the engine in a coast mode when you're off the accelerator, and it's better for acceleration as well, so it'll work alongside the diesel engine to give you that acceleration. The third and final engine in the range is Audi's brand new 3 litre V6 petrol, which you get in the S5. So yep, that's them now, went back to the S5 finally being a petrol. So Audi do this every other generation change, it's petrol, it's diesel, it's petrol, it's diesel. So now finally went back to petrol. A bit more horsepower as well, 365 PS, again with mild hybrid plus technology. I have had a shot of that engine. It is a really, really, really nice engine. Really, really smooth, lots of power, sounds great, really, really, really good. Really impressed with it, and yeah, it's about time they went back to a petrol engine in an S model. I think a diesel S model, as good as that old diesel was, that 3 litre V6 diesel, it was torquey, it put a lot of people off going for the S car. So yeah, I think that's a good effort with Audi going back to petrol, which means the SQ5 of course, which is going to be based on the same platform, will of course be a petrol S car as well. So yeah, big thumbs up there. Another great thing as well that Audi have realised after obviously talking to the dealers and talking to all their customers is they finally went back to doing what's called hot exhaust pipes. So on the back of every single A5 you have a real exhaust pipe. None of this fake plastic, not even got a hole all the way through, a real proper exhaust pipe. So the diesel one has the twin kind of on one side exhaust pipe, and the petrol ones have one on either side. The S model of course has the quad exhaust, but they are real exhausts. They do vent the exhaust fumes, and there are none of that fakery stuff into the rear bumper. So again, one of the big ticks from Audi there, so well done Audi. And yeah, so good engine lineup for the new car. So let's just talk about the exterior of this car. So again, the outside of the car is whole new. Now when you look at it from the side profile, believe it or not, a lot of the side profile of the doors, the actual cut lines of the car are very, very similar to the old Sportback model. Now this car is designed to be, this car is longer on this platform compared to the old one, and it does have a shorter roof line as well, but it doesn't feel like it when you're inside the car. That's how cleverly they've designed the exterior of the car. It looks like a sleek car because they've made it longer and they've made it sort of kind of lower in the roof line, and that they've made the wheelbase longer as well, so there's less overhang on the front wheels and there's less overhang on the back wheels, which makes it better for handling and everything like that as well. Now the front end of the car has Audi's new single frame, which I think looks fantastic. It's got the lovely new LED headlights on the front there as well. Now it has 8 customizable front LED displays that you can have. You can customize that through the MMI screen here. You can actually choose the light design that you have on the front, which also goes with the OLED taillights on the back, which is again new fancy technology for Audi. So the rear light bar along with the front LED lights, you can change the different design patterns, so you can customize through the LEDs what design you want on the rear lights, which is pretty cool, to be honest. You know, it gives a bit of a personalisation touch to the car. I think it looks fantastic. Some of the designs are really, really smart. LED lighting technology at the front, of course. It's got digital matrix LED headlights, which are fantastic. You know, Audi are always at the front when it comes to lighting technology, and it's no different with this generation of A5. Really, really great headlights, so can't complain there whatsoever. Big tick there. Exterior on the rear, I think looks great as well. It's got obviously Audi's new badging with this sort of kind of flat effect on the rear badge. A lot of people don't like it, but I quite like it. I think it looks quite modern. I think it suits the car, and it kind of tells people that you're in the new generation of Audi. Again, one of the big, you know, bugbears of contention when these new Audis started releasing was the badging. I'm pleased to say that Audi fixed it. So while we were in Germany, there was an announcement on the Volkswagen Hub, which is the sort of kind of dealer network announcements, and a lot of people were upset when all the new Audis were coming out, and it started on the Q8 e-tron. They were putting the red rhombus on non-Audi sport models, so just the regular models would have, say, Q8 and the red rhombus there, and it upset a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, no, that's there for Audi sport models. You know, you can't have that on a regular Audi. Audi have listened. They have now taken the red rhombus off all the regular models and only put it on the S and the RS models that are going to be coming out. They finally put the badging back on the wings as well. That was a lot of people didn't like taking the S-line badging off the wings. They're going back to do that, and I believe in the works that they're going to be putting the badging back on the front grills as well. It's not confirmed yet, but we were informed that Audi are listening to the fan base, and they will make changes. If it's something small like that, they will feed it down to the factory and get the factory to change it, which is pleasing to know that Audi are doing that. You know, a lot of car manufacturers sort of kind of stick to their guns and go, no, that's the way we're doing it now. But no, Audi have decided to finally go back to what the customers want, so that's good to know. So yeah, pleased about that. But yeah, overall look at the car, looks fantastic. I think the Avant looks that wee bit sleeker. I think it's the better looking of the two cars. The Saloon does look good, and believe it or not, the boot space in the Saloon is fantastic. Not much smaller than the Avant version, which is quite clever, the way that Audi have done it with this new kind of sportback Saloon shape. But yeah, no, I prefer the look of the Avant. I always have in the Audis, to be honest. It was the same with the A4 as well. I prefer the Avant over the Saloon, and it's the same with this All NewA5. I think it does look slightly better in the Avant. But again, let me know in the comments which one you prefer, and we'll have a discussion about it. Right, so since this car is going to be a family car, what's the car like for storage and rear leg room? Pleased to say Audi have thought about all that stuff. So nice big glove box in the car. These door pockets go very, very far back as well, so you can kind of stuff everything in. So you can get, you know, bottles of juice and stuff in here as well. Nice big storage in here as well for sweeties and, you know, cloths and such like that. So it's quite cool. You know, I think it's a nice armrest and everything here as well. The comfort in the seats, I'll just touch on, is fantastic. The driving position is excellent in this car. Very, very supportive. Now, I've got quite a bad back, and the support you get on the bottom of your back in these seats is really, really good. The level of adjustability, the seats are all electrical adjustable as well as standard. In the legroom in the back, again, they've increased the legroom in the back of the car as well compared to the old car. So again, more space in the back. The seats, the car's slightly wider as well, so again, you've got a wee bit more space. If you have got 3 kids, you should get them comfortably in the back as well. But one of the main things is the boot space. You know, the boot space in this Saloon model, there's nothing can touch it. You know, I mean, you compare this to, you know, your 3 and 4 series, and, you know, you look at the boot space and this boot space, you know, it's fantastic, and it's the same with the Avant as well. You know, with the seats folded flat, you know, so you've got that nice flat loading seat. Now, the only kind of thing that I kind of would want to say that, you know, I wasn't particularly kind of pleased about when I was in the Avant is the Avant's got a lip on the boot. Now, normally you're used to the Avant models having a flat floor all the way in, but it's got a slight lip because obviously they've tried to use as much of the space for the literage by lowering the boot floor. So yeah, and you can't lift the boot floor up because of the way that it's designed. So, you know, I think that you know, that's something that, you know, is a wee bit of a negative, but it's gave you a bigger boot because of that. So we'll see how customers, you know, react to that. Like I say, we've not really had anybody comment on it yet. It was just an observation I had when I was in Germany when I was looking at the you know, the Avant version. It was just something that I noticed. So I've not really kind of, we don't have an Avant version in yet, so I'll have a look when the Avant comes into the showroom. But yeah, no, really pleased with the interior space in this car. It's certainly a lovely place to be. So what is my overall opinion on this new A5 and S5? I think this is a really, really good car. If this is the way that Audis are going to be for the future on the upcoming models, then we've got nothing to worry about. I think the inside of this is very modern. It's great to see Audi finally bringing you know, the interior up on par with its German rivals. I think it lagged a wee bit behind in that over the last few years, so it's good to see that finally. Some great technology now standard in the cars as well. It's good to see them finally, you know, not put everything as an option. Obviously there is option packs, of course, but you get a lot of good stuff as standard now, included in the standard specification of most models. To be honest, you'll really just need to spec a you know, the sound and vision pack, and you'll pretty much have everything you really need in the car. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks great. I think it drives great, and I think it, you know, the interior is a lovely place to be as well. So absolutely recommend it if it's on your list of your next kind of car. I think this is one certainly to consider, and you know, pop into your local dealership or come down and see us at Dundee Audi, and we'll certainly look after you and show you the new model. This one is available for test drive. This is our demonstrator, so of course, you know, this one's available for customers to come down and drive. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I say, please leave a like if you have enjoyed it, and please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of viewers out there. I've got something like 95% of my viewers unsubscribed, so it'd be much appreciated if you subscribe, and you'll be kept up to date whenever a new video comes out. But hope you've enjoyed, and I'll speak to you all soon.